It's Monday. Attitude Era Podcast. We are in the building. We are live a little bit early because we figured we just watched the main event and get right into it. I'm the Archie Carter, the Southeast mouthpiece. That's King HP. DNA
You
is on the way. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. The doors to the church are now open. And the
we
main
love.
event is cooking. They cooking in this main event.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's why I think that's why we had to go live with the people.
Live with the people. And to give the people time to get on in here.
Oh shit, I can't. I
Yeah,
gotta
they
keep it
they
on
they
mute.
cooking.
I'm gonna keep it on mute so this
They
way it don't
cooking.
sound crazy. But yeah,
They cooking.
yeah,
Come on in, come on in. We waiting. What's up? What's
yeah.
up? What's
This
up?
time we ain't 5 minutes after. You know what I'm saying?
5 minutes early. I think we should do that. We should just start watching the main event and get right into it.
That's a pretty good idea. I think
Let's
that
say
is.
DNA popped in, he popped out. He'll pop back in. That's what happens around here. But yeah, good main event.
Good main event.
Good main event. Good
A,
main event. Peace,
a
peace,
good.
peace to everybody watching. Peace to everybody coming in. Again, Instagram, what up? YouTube, what up? Twitter, what's up? Attitude Era Podcast, and we are live with the Monday Night Raw recap. King HP,
Year.
where you want to start at with this one, brother?
Woo! Well, you know what I'm saying? The night started off good because guess what? We got Gunther. And what is Gunther going to do? And Gunther, you know what I'm saying? Emporium, I thought they were done actually, even though they didn't say they were done. It just, oh, wait, hold up.
Imperium. Don't disrespect Gunther like that. It's Imperium.
It is right. It is Imperium. It is important that I get Imperium correct.
Yeah, man, put some respect on their names. The podcast chief is here, so acknowledge him.
What's the word? What's the word? What's the word?
Nah,
Yes,
we
sir.
tapped in a
Yes,
little,
sir.
tapped in a little early to watch the main event with the people. And now we just talking about the start of the show.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, Gunther came out and his first title defense is coming up.
And it's Randy Orton.
Big. It's
Now,
big.
let
Pause.
let let's give Triple H some credit because let's go back to the King of the Ring. This is what Randy brought up. He said, "You beat me, but you didn't really." He said, "Did you beat me? Because my shoulders weren't down, but the ref's decision is final." So he went
Mm.
back to the King of the Ring and brought that stuff up. So now I'm starting to think like it looked like a botch back then, but it's like no, we setting the long term storytelling. We got something brewing
Chicken
here,
salad out of chicken shit.
yo.
Yeah, Archie's on one tonight.
Yeah, you should have heard me before we came on. But
Yo,
yeah, man.
I'm gonna lead you into that.
No, you're not. This was a
Liv
good Raw
Morgan.
following SummerSlam, though. It was a very good Raw. We saw a lot of things. We had a surprise appearance tonight. We got some news stories, but yeah, we started with Gunther. He looked good with that title, man.
Randy Orton told him too. He had the suit, you know what I'm saying? And he told him there's nothing you could do in this ring that anyone can do that can surprise me. I hear voices in my head. My man said, "Okay, you surprised me." But that's gonna be it, you know what I'm saying? And Randy told him, I hope you see this RKO coming. I hope you don't think, you know what I'm saying? Like, so Gunther versus Randy Orton is set for Bash at Berlin.
3 weeks.
I don't know, man.
I'm
I
gonna be
like the
honest.
match. How you feel, D-Day?
So this is my thing, man. I think we got to get back to the unpredictability just a little bit in wrestling. I think now we know, right? My time in the Attitude Era, you hear somebody get a likes of Randy Orton going against Gunther at a pay per view. You ain't know if that title was turning hands, even if it turned hands just for Bash at Berlin and he might win it back on Raw. Now we kind of know when they get belts, it's a longevity thing. And I feel like that kind of takes Like we just know Gunther's retaining.
In Berlin, definitely. In Germany, he's home. So and that would make Randy 16 times, wouldn't he?
17.
15.
Oh.
No, Randy will be 15 because he's behind. He's like 2 behind.
I thought he had 16.
That's John Cena. John Cena got 16.
I thought him and John Cena was tied.
Randy and Cena, I think they might be tied, HP.
Ooh, Randy's a 14-time champ.
Chad, how many times champ is Randy Orton?
Now, don't
everybody. Randy's gonna lose. Hey, man.
14.
Randy's 14. Okay, so he's right there.
Hold on.
Peace, high facts. Speaking of Gunther, we're gonna be all over the place.
I thought he had 16 too.
No, that's just John Cena. Randy Orton, and this is what I hate about wrestling.
Saucy says 16 too.
Right, but he's a 14-time champ. He has to win one more.
Shout out to Trap Lord. Yeah, good show tonight. Definitely fire. Shout out to everybody on Instagram, everybody on YouTube, everybody on Twitter. And if you're not subscribed to the YouTube, slide by YouTube, hit the notification bell. We went early tonight. You never know.
Yes, sir.
John Cena, Ric Flair tied.
SCB First Lady says it is 14. Awesome Sauce says, oh yeah, it is 14. Yeah, John Cena, Ric Flair are tied. Correct.
14,
this is why I think even if it's a quick run, Randy Orton wins it and then drops it right back to Gunther. That puts him at 15, right? Now, he still have to win one more to be tied with John Cena and Ric Flair. Here's my issue, that stat pad, and I'm going to always go back to it. They never said Dusty Rhodes was a world heavyweight champion, but he won the NWA title just as many times as Ric Flair did in NWA, but they never counted it for him. Even to this day, Hall of Fame and all that, they never said he's this many time world champion. So Ric Flair shouldn't count. It should clearly be John Cena. That's it. Period. And
the facts, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I just don't like about the Ric Flair thing. Not saying Ric Flair ain't no GOAT and all that. No, he is. But if you're gonna do it for him, Dusty Rhodes, multi-time NWA world champion. They only started saying it in the last, like, when Cody, but they always make sure to say he never won a WWE. But all the time he was polka dots, they never said that man was a world champ. Ever. When he was dancing with Sapphire, never said that man was a world champ. I thought
we'll see in 3 weeks in Berlin what Randy and Gunther gonna do. They gonna cook. If nothing else, they gonna cook. But that show started off hot tonight, and after that, what we had, HP.
Yo, they gave us a little. What Jim Ross used to call him, a slobber knocker. You know what I'm saying? They give us Ludwig Kaiser and Sheamus. You know what I'm saying? Imperium. Yeah, they gave us that, and it was cool. You know what I'm saying? But here's the Pete Dunne thing. He come out with a shillelagh. He go to light up.
And he was just in NXT. He's in NXT right now and on Monday Night Raw.
He has a match tomorrow.
He's NXT, the new Me Chin.
Yep. He has a match tomorrow. Great American Bash versus Trick Williams.
That's gonna be a good match.
Yeah, it is. I hope Sheamus come out and break it and kick his fucking head off.
We're going with Trick tomorrow, man.
So, so that happened.
Then you got a little Wyatt 6 promo. I didn't realize this, but today, 11 years ago, in Baltimore, but no, not in Baltimore, but today, 11 years ago, was the original debut of the Wyatt family.
The Wyatt family is one of the things that is rare in wrestling. Something be like really dope from the beginning until its whole shelf life. The Wyatt family been dope from like the start.
Yeah.
Of course, it had to build and become what it was, but the whole premise and idea, it was always fire. And yeah, Bray Wyatt, that was made for him. So
shout out to everybody that's in the live tonight, man. I think we had an all-time high right now. It's just crazy.
Oh, we're gonna keep getting them up. We're gonna keep getting them numbers up too. Mm-hmm. And I do think that Brock Lesnar would be great for Gunther. Hot facts. The only problem is they're running on Brock's time. Triple H said that too. Like, it's up to Brock. Brock is doing Brock things. Brock's daughter's winning tournaments with wrestling. He gets to go be a dad. He's made a lot of money in his life, so it's really just an on him thing.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie. They saying that, but Brock could be back because he don't want to end it like that.
That would be. I agree. I think he should come back, and him versus Gunther is just.
I think a lot of people mentioning the whole not counting other titles. I think the big part of that is outside of Ric Flair, and we all know what he was to the industry. The WWE doesn't, up until this new era, they don't like to acknowledge anything outside of the WWE. So
Right. But
that's
they
what
did.
that is. Ric Flair, I don't know why he was and is the special case to where they count his outside championships, but if you do that for Flair, you would have to do that for Randy Savage. More recently, like AJ Styles or Jerry Lawler. But for some reason, they take Flair's and account his and not many other people. And I just have to say that's because they don't want to acknowledge any other companies or titles outside of the WWE. But yeah,
Yes.
back to the show. After Pete Dunne and then what we had, HP? The Wyatt
After that,
promo.
we had the promo, but then we finally get Damian Priest. Damian Priest coming out there. He started talking real spicy.
I like
about
this
Finn
Damian
Balor.
Priest.
I like
this Damian Priest.
Yeah. He's definitely standing on business with everything about Finn Balor. But Finn Balor, like, he drops a little jewels.
We have a new Judgment Day. Finn Balor said this is the Judgment Day, and they panned. Who was in the picture? J.D. McDonough, Carlito, Dom. Who's next to Dom?
Carlito's a crew hopper, man.
Stepmommy was next to Dom. So the new
crew hopper, man. I'm writing
the
on
new Judgment Day doesn't include Priest and Rhea. So Damian Priest, I like this Priest though. He came out with a crazy promo. Him and Finn was going back and forth all night, of course, to set up his match with J.D. McDonough. So
I'm putting crew hop on Carlito's Apple.
Hey,
and every crew possible. Like this is that right there is like where I'm like WWE has a way of doing it. It's like you bring somebody back that had motion, you don't know what to exactly do with them, and you just throw them in the crew, and then they just get lost in the sauce. Like that's been happening in wrestling for years. I feel like that's what's happening with Carlito right now. Like he's just there.
I don't know why he came back, to be honest, because outside of the match in Puerto Rico and him being there, that made sense because of what his family and history down there. I think he still lived there at the time. So him popping up meant something. But now he part of the entourage because not like he even in the ring a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not in the ring a lot. That wasn't cool, man.
Yeah, Luffy said JD and that they did have a good match. So
yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
They got these comments here, bro. I can't even get to them that fast.
I like that. I ain't gonna lie though. After tonight, I'm sold on a Damian Priest face turn. But at first,
TJ made an interesting point. He says, "I'm with this version of Damian way better than him as a heel. When he was a heel, he seemed more baby face. But now that he's turning face, he seems like he got heel energy. It's just a weird flip-flop, but I like it. I like this Damian Priest. So,
yeah.
But you know what it goes back to a little bit? I hate having to say this. We had this conversation, I think it might have been over the phone, where a lot of like the black wrestlers, they try to make them black instead of like just let them talk, right? Damian Priest is allowed to just kind of like talk, just be in your natural element instead of forcing him to say sucker and succotash or something stupid, right? Just talk. He feels betrayed. It comes across that he got betrayed. If you noticed last night at SummerSlam, he was one of the first wrestlers I've ever seen use common sense on how he got betrayed. The motherfucker looked at the replay. Like, he looked up like and watched the replay and was like, yo, this nigga tripping. I'm gonna kill this motherfucker.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I think him and Finn gonna give us some pretty good matches, I believe, too. So
if they do it like that, his energy comes off. We side with that because dirty ass Dom. Well, first of all, it ain't dirty Dom. It's Daddy Dom. Let's get those things straight.
Jerry, I'm not gonna hold you, bro. Don't call him Daddy Dom. That sounds crazy. Wow. Dominic Mysterio.
Well, how about this? What Liv calls him
Is
right?
what Liv called
Is
him.
what Liv calls him.
I'm not mad
You
at
know?
that.
So
Now let
and
me
he's
ask
the
y'all. Let me ask
you
y'all
go.
this though, right? We talking about turns. How does the long game turn for Roman Reigns go now that he is listed on the roster as a face? And the last time we seen that was suffering. But I mean, obviously a lot has changed in 4 years. So me personally, I think it works out with the edge that he has to him now. I think he still is like an anti-hero at this point.
I think it
Uh,
works to a degree with the bloodline. And as long as that bloodline is going to feel this way because he got betrayed, he got set up. His junior tried to be the top dog, put his dad the joint on his neck and all that. There's gonna come a point where Roman being a good, we like the Punisher style Roman Reigns. That I don't give a fuck. I'm better than you. What was that promo he cut? Where he's like, "Can't no man push my buttons." You know what I'm saying? If I
God
did have
mode.
that, we like that Roman Reigns. If you take that away from us, people will turn back against Roman.
I think it's going to get weird when he's in the title picture again. We don't want a babyface champion Roman Reigns because we're gonna get super Roman. I think Roman angry chasing as a babyface, people gonna like, but once he gets that title, it's gonna get a little different.
You know, we
What
still got
I think though, I think the recipe is you just use the story, but don't change the character because now you it's like you can keep the same character in anything, but if you change the dynamics of what's going on in the character's story, you can make them feel empathy. If you watch Ghost, and that's the Power Show, when Tariq kills Ghost, everybody hates him.
The
People
show
want
that DNA was on and he got some music on too. That show you talking about?
that one. But I'm just saying, like, use that as an example, right? He kills his own father. People hate him. They don't like him. They don't even want to see a spinoff show with him. But gradually, as you see what he's going through, now that he's without his father on his own, you get empathy for him. And now you want to see him win. But it's the same character. He's still doing bullshit. He's still up to no good, but he just grows on you because the circumstances. So I feel like you can actually keep the same Roman. They're just gonna cheer now because his back is against the wall. It's like, how many people do we know?
Well, if you keep the same Roman, you know he's gonna line up with the OG bloodline at some point.
Yeah.
Do you keep the same Usos and Sammy, or do they get a little more, you know what I'm saying? A little more dark, a little more, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I feel like you don't bring Sammy back. This is family business now. That was trolling. I feel like you bring the Usos back and you ain't gotta pop. I mean, like, I ain't gonna lie, no, it's get Zilla for Jacob, man.
And of course, the Paul Heyman factor is gonna make it whatever
No,
it is.
I was about to tell you, that's the part of it that I'm like, how does that work? Paul Heyman has never been a manager to a face. So does he turn on Roman? Because I don't know how Paul Heyman fits into it as a face for a manager.
They could definitely do some Undertaker Mankind at SummerSlam where Paul Bearer turned on Taker and everyone was like, yo.
Yeah, but
wow.
Who was Heyman gonna line with? They put him through a table.
Right. That can be forgiven. Okay. Hey, bro, that can be forgiven. As long as your back ain't broken, my back is broken. As long as your back ain't broken, you can forgive.
Was that Mike Tyson?
A little bit. You know what I'm saying? My back. What's wrong with your back? It's spinal. You know what I'm saying? He told it was
Mike
spinal.
Tyson said his back was broke. Spinal.
That's how Paul Heyman
man. Back to the show, man.
The perfect person for Paul Heyman to turn on Roman with is Jacob Fatu. You get to run that story. Then if Roman defeats Jacob, now you bring back The Rock.
If
now
Jacob isn't out of action for a while, because we saw the leg.
Right. But if it's a fracture to the shin or lower, it's going to be 6 to 8 weeks. They'll probably take it to 10 weeks. What's 6 to 8 weeks from now? What month is this? August? 4
We'll be
weeks from
back
now.
by Survivor Series.
So he'll be back by Bad Blood, October
Mm,
5th.
mm.
So it's not
Let's
too
see.
bad. Not too bad time wise. It's bad, but because now you got Tamaloa running loose, and he got the slick Rick. He back. I
Lottie Dottie, we like the
The
body.
party.
you don't cause trouble. You don't bother nobody.
Once upon a time in the bloodline here on SmackDown, we came with a new year. I might do a botch, but have no fear. Tom Aloha is here. But yo, how y'all feel about John Cena? John Cena's farewell tour. I like it because I like that it's a tour and not one match.
Yeah, he said he's gonna give us like 30, 40 matches. So
As long as one of the matches is the 17th World Championship win, he can put the title down and relinquish it if he wants to. It's up to him. But it's got to be against Randy Orton at WrestleMania. And this is a good thing because he said that's something he never has happened, that he's like, damn, me and Randy is his biggest adversary. Never happened at a WrestleMania. That's the Roman Reigns factor. How come you and Seth Rollins never headlined a WrestleMania yet? I mean, my God, shit, how? Y'all carry the company. So again, I would love John Cena's. I hate that. As long as he don't go back to fucking rapping. As long as that don't happen, I'm okay.
Yeah, if he go back to rap, he got to battle me now.
If he go back to rapping,
I said,
I'm gonna just
hey,
leave my
yo.
screen black. I'm gonna leave my screen black, bro, because I don't want to talk about it. Because R-Truth out there rapping his whole way to the ring every week.
And I'm gonna need the Miz to at least learn the words or the timing to say awesome truth. He's not hit that one time in 20 years.
Yeah, chill out, bro.
And they had a little static tonight too. A little, yeah. So awesome truth is probably breaking up, and they're gonna let them two ride the rest of their careers out, probably solo. But R-Truth did get his WrestleMania moment. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm just not cool with the tag team picture right now.
Speaking of tag teams, we saw Odyssey Jones tonight.
Let's talk about it. Bando.
Big
I've been
O.
seeing these comments. This is so, y'all been putting them so fast. And I'm still checking the Instagram joint. But yeah, I'm not gonna say y'all said it. I ain't saying it.
Say what?
The talk about Tamaloa. I like Tamatanga. They use him to take a lot of punishment because he sells well. He's real smooth in the ring. He's got a lot of good reviews. Right now, they just have him usually taking the punishment for the bloodline or losing the match, taking the pin. But don't let that fool you to think he can't wrestle and that he can't. Remember, Solo lost for 34 weeks straight. And then all of a sudden he's, you know what I'm saying, when it's time to turn up, they turn it up. And I think Tamatanga is the one you want to keep. I don't know what they're gonna do with Jacob Fatu if he's hurt. Out to Bloodline. Can you hold off defending those belts? Because Bloodline with gold.
Unless they just do the Freebird rule and they speaking of New Day, what 3 people anybody can defend in the group. I said New Day because I mentioned Odyssey Jones. He popped up tonight to help Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, and people have been asking where has he been since he got drafted up. Nobody knows. He popped up tonight, and it looks like he's going to be replacing Big E in the New Day.
Yeah, he's the muscle. They don't have no muscle. The New Day is nothing without Big E. They need muscle. Once you have muscle, Kofi Kingston takes off, Xavier Woods takes off. Without muscle, they're just a really small tag team.
Yeah, Woods was like, I didn't even know you know son. He was like, yeah, I met him down at the NXT and all that.
He looked hell of impressive doing a double sidewalk slam. He picked up the author.
The chat seemed to like. They seem to like Odyssey. Again, another big man who I hope they just let be a big man and not turn to a comedy act.
Vinny, what up? Yo, let me ask you this, right, Archie? The times we went on WWE 2K, are we able to set up online tournaments on there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to, man. We need this. How many of y'all in here Play WWE 2K, man. We need to line something up, man. Do a prize for whoever's the nicest in 2K.
Yeah, Vinny popped up in the other night.
Hot facts. That's a dope idea.
Facts.
Oh, my bad. I'll put it back on. Have John Cena win the title and then drop it to the Money in the Bank winner.
We don't have a Money in the Bank winner, though.
That could be the 91, 92 Royal Rumble, whatever Royal Rumble it was, where the winner was going to be the world champion and Ric Flair won it. It was a one-time deal. I forgot what happened with the belt. Hogan lost to Taker. Taker won it back. Jack Tunney stripped him. And then they said, hey, this year's Royal Rumble, new change. Whoever wins it's going to be the champ. They could just do that for Money in the Bank if John Cena does decide to relinquish it. And then that Money in the Bank becomes a crazy money.
Dude with the patch, he terrible.
Tama
Lower, no fans.
Yikes. No fans. Bro, he's going to get stick him with R-Truth. Get him out the bloodline. Bring in Nia Jax.
R-Truth don't deserve that.
Yo, R-Truth is hilarious. He took a picture with Jelly Roll and said he had SummerSlam with Post Malone. We turning up. Yo, R-Truth is a movie. Yo, being that we got all these people in here right now, man, we might gotta let what's coming next fly, man. Get them excited, get them hyped, man.
No.
I think that's definitely a good show. I can't even keep up. These they like booming. I go to
2K Smoke, Mag Motivate. You gotta drop your gamer tag, or you can follow. Add me. If you add me, you add everybody else. Mine is Archie Carter Live. ARCHIE.
You can't cross play it. So Bando, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna end up getting
look at the numbers though, y'all. Look, we got an all-time high. I want people here to know, being tapped into the channel. If it's your first time tuning into the live, subscribe to the YouTube channel now. We just dropped the Psycho Sid interview. We just dropped the Gilbert interview. We on hold for a couple weeks because we're getting some stuff figured out with YouTube. But after that break, Archie, tell them one of the interviews we got after the break.
I mean, I'm saying, I don't know. Which one should I drop? Are we gonna tell them both, or should I just?
Yeah, we're gonna tell them both. They here.
I got one. I got one.
I mean, I when I was a kid, I always wanted to be that kid that got the glasses from Bret the Hitman Hart. Unfortunately, I was never that kid that got those glasses from Bret the Hitman Hart. But fortunately, I'm on Attitude Era Podcast, and we got an interview with Bret Hitman Hart coming in the next few weeks.
Yeah, we got an interview with Bret. The best there was, the best there is, the best there will ever be. Yeah, we got an interview with Bret Hart coming, y'all. Shout out to Jack from the Wrestling Universe that helped put that together. Bret Hart on the Attitude Era Podcast.
Saying things that he never said before. I'm watching the interview like I ain't part of the interview. So Bret Hart will be on Attitude Era Podcast.
And Andy said there would be no Attitude Era without Bret Hart.
We can argue this one. I'm arguing for it, but I got one. Let me drop an interview.
All right, go ahead.
So I'm gonna give out one little hint. You know what I'm saying? And because it's one hint, one time. This guy, five-time WCW World Heavyweight Champion, and he was so real that he got incorporated into a double up for himself. Bro, I'm done.
Oh man,
I'm done.
About that.
I'm done.
What he's trying to say is we also got Booker T on the Attitude Era Podcast.
King Booker is on the Attitude Era Podcast.
Yeah, Anti-Sufficient. I did both interviews, so y'all rock with
Booker
us.
T.
We building up
Hitman Hart
right now. We got but we do have Booker T and we got Bret Hart on the Attitude Era Podcast. By far our biggest interviews yet.
And you have to go to Attitude Era Podcast YouTube page, subscribe, hit the notification button, because we might not even tell y'all when it's dropping. We might just drop it. But if you don't got the notification button hit and you're not subscribed to the channel, you ain't gonna know. So Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube Attitude Era podcast. Hit the subscription and notification button so you don't miss it. But yeah, we got Bret Hart and Booker T. It's done. We just gotta drop it. So.
And
yeah, man. And speaking of Wrestling Universe, if you following our social medias, there's a video DNA did. There's a link to GoFundMe. Wrestling Universe is, you might as well call them the sixth man off the bench when it comes to Attitude Era podcast, because pretty much 90% of these interviews we get are through the Wrestling Universe, through Jack. And Jack has fell on some hard times in his personal life with some medical things, like we all, hey, sometimes you up, sometimes you down. But Wrestling Universe definitely has showed up for us on this podcast, and we are trying to show up for them as best we can. So if you can, hit the GoFundMe link. And if you see the video floating around, if you cannot donate, just reshare it, because we need that thing going around the world. Like our Psycho Sid interview went around the world. Like our Bret Hart interview about to go around the world. Like Booker T about to go around the world. Like I said, we give y'all content 7 days a week. Is either live or new content. We don't ever ask for a dime. So if we asking for y'all to support this GoFundMe, to support the Wrestling Universe, to keep the doors open, because the doors are closed right now. We're gonna be honest, and we're trying to keep them open.
Doors back up. Let me go in the chat right now, y'all. I'm gonna drop the GoFundMe link in the chat for anybody that wants to share it or donate. Archie said it better than I can, but I can still say it because, you know, Jack is my guy. That's my homie. We started the podcast in 2022. It's 2024. The podcast has taken all of the big heights it has taken in the wrestling world solely because of Jack opening his arms to me. I literally went there to buy a couple belts. He was a big fan of me and Charlie Clips. He asked me what I was there doing. I told him I was starting a podcast. He told me he has signings every week. And from that point on, it has been on. You know what I mean? Every week I showed up, Jack has went out on a limb to get me these interviews. At times it was wrestlers. I won't say who because I want y'all to, you know what I mean, keep y'all good image of them. But, you know, we're human. Some people wasn't interested in doing it. And Jack got on his bullshit and made them do the interview. Like, literally, like, yo, nah, this is my guy. He has a lot going on. I brought you out here to do the interview. And all free of charge. Plugged me at WrestleMania with so many people, gave me advice. You name it, Jack has done it. So in this regard, this is like, I feel like the least I could do to repay him. So yeah, I just need everybody to if you can donate to the GoFundMe, please donate. And if you can't, that's totally understandable. Just make sure you
share. Yeah, get it around.
Also, upon the conclusion of this live, the link will not only just be in the chat, but it'll be part of the description. And we're going to go back, change some of the other descriptions to the videos to make sure that people can see. So even if you go back in history a little bit in the channel, you'll be able to get to the GoFundMe, and this way we can get that to them. Or the link is straight to them. So,
and we'll probably hit it again before we go. But what else we got to talk about tonight?
Oh, we got it. There's some more. Where's some more? There's plenty. Let's talk about it. Let's jump right into
R2 might be the best talent developer. Hey, I'm not mad at that.
That's funny. Let's talk about CM Punk, right? CM Punk comes out.
Phil was in the building.
He was trying to cut a promo. He came out all happy. He was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Why am I happy? Blah, 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 right? Seth Rollins wasn't hearing none of that shit. Because Seth Rollins, remember, you gave him a GTS, you know what I'm saying? Two nights ago.
Rollins got his ass whipped tonight.
Yeah, it was bad. But before we even got to that part, you know what I'm saying, we had Drew coming out. So how we think this triangle going? Because Drew came back out and was like, yo, y'all pay attention to me. And CM Punk.
It's not a triangle after what Bronson Reed did.
Well, it's still a triangle. I think it's just a long distance storytelling. You take Seth out, give Seth something to do for a while. Because one of the things that CM Punk said in his promo was most people's road to WrestleMania begins in January, but mine starts now. I don't know if that's a little bit of foreshadowing to tell people, hey, one of them world titles, I'll be up there.
Is
competing.
CM Punk headlining night one of WrestleMania this year?
Probably.
But that was one of the reasons he came back, and I'm pretty sure some kind of paperwork involved that. And if he didn't get hurt, he might have gotten it last year. So
he was supposed to. It was supposed to be him versus Seth Rollins last year, night one. The injury happened, you know, an unusual turn of events, right?
Is CM Punk and whoever, I don't know who that would be.
I got a bar for y'all.
Is he headline worthy of night one?
Yeah, it's CM Punk.
I think it could go either way.
What's the bar?
I actually was writing. I got sauced up, Jerry, but I was writing a recap for SummerSlam. I was like, one of the bars that I had in it was like CM Punk lost to Drew McIntyre, and I feel some type of way.
Why you feel the type of way?
Phil, it's CM Punk's name. See, you missed the ball.
Feel some type of way. I didn't even catch that. I'm like, why you feel?
Come on, look at him, man. He just stayed there thinking I just said something. Yeah, CM Punk lost to Drew McIntyre, and I feel some type of way.
Let's go. You know what's funny? I ain't trying to toot my own horn, but when it comes to predictions,
man, nobody care. What about
when it comes to predictions? The guy in first place
went 6-1 on the predictions. Didn't they go 6-1 too?
He did, but hey, do you remember who won the last pay-per-views predictions as well?
Oh, y'all John Cena, Ric Flair right now. Who?
No.
Who?
I won another one. I know I won another one. What was the first one we did?
Clash. Well, Clash, the first one, Jerry had bought us all drinks and dinner.
Remember? It was.
Oh yeah, you lost the first one.
So we're gonna bring that shit up.
Hey,
yeah.
We don't hold nothing back from the viewers. I ate good that week.
Hey, I ain't gonna hold you. I was, but
Ego bottle was great.
I ate good that week, HP.
Hold on, let me.
Wasn't no beets and tuna. Oh man. What else happened, man?
But so I want to definitely talk about this. Where we see this triangle going, because what did happen is
I think Drew and
give me
Seth
the bottle,
aren't done.
The glass.
Drew and Seth Rollins aren't done. I mean, CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, they aren't done. It's a little bit left. You can get up out of that.
You still got the bracelet. And let's go back over what kind of happened. So Drew, I'm lying to you. CM Punk, Seth Rollins in the ring. They will not pay attention to Drew. Drew is cutting a promo from the audience from where the Shield used to come out, and they were about to fight in the ring, right? And finally, Drew has to cross the line to be like, yeah, but the bracelet, your stupid ass dog, and like your dumb ass wife AJ, or something to that extent. Yo, Phil, take off, jumps through the crowd, goes right after him, right? Like that was finally what broke CM Punk from focusing on Seth Rollins, because he really had it in for him, because Seth Rollins has made it perfectly clear, like, I can't stand your ass. Like, and that whole referee shit certified it, because I got a GTS. Okay, cool. Bronson Reed comes out and dominates the fuck out of Seth Rollins.
You hit him with 6 tsunamis.
7.
And if you don't know what a tsunami is, it's when he goes to the top rope and hit him with one of the cleanest splashes. Like, it's clean.
Which splash? It was like, bruh, and my man coughing up blood, and he's still doing it.
It's like it's like slow and fast at the same time, but he sticks it though.
You poured it for me?
Whoa, pause. It's a lot going on, and he's back.
Oh.
The best part of waking up is that sippable in your cup. Oh man, my voice cracked.
Oh.
How long was it until you got activated again?
I activated on SummerSlam. That was, to be honest, because I said if SummerSlam's good, I'm gonna have a drink, and it was great.
Oh, yeah, he was lit. He was lit Saturday night.
I got fucked up,
and then
lit. The time before that,
I was gone.
He was lit. You popped in.
I gave the phone to Cortez.
Cortez was lit.
Everybody was lit. That SummerSlam had when Roman popped out, that 1942 got the chrome.
Too, man.
Yeah, so Seth Rollins, they might be writing Seth off of TV for a while. It wouldn't surprise me because he need time to heal. He need something to he need a break. And word on the street is Becky Lynch might be retiring, so he might need to be home for a little bit.
That don't sound too bad, but I also think
I'm ready for Anti-Sufficient said he's ready for SmackDown. I'm gonna be in Aruba and I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna watch that shit on Sling TV. You understand?
That shit gonna be in Spanish. You're gonna be
it don't matter. El Roman Reigns, El Original Tribal Chief. No, it's not gonna be in Spanish. It's gonna be on my phone.
Jerry says it's gonna be in Spanish. They don't speak Spanish in Aruba.
What do they speak?
English.
Ain't that a bitch? You know what I mean?
Whatever they speak, my phone still speaks English.
Yeah, you're right. One bottle of liquor.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Attitude Era Podcast. But yeah, Seth took a lot. He got beat the fuck up tonight.
A couple things happened with that too. Michael Cole commentary for Bronson Reed really sells Bronson Reed that he's a fucking problem. Bronson Reed disregarding all the people in the ring trying to attend to Seth sells that he's a problem. And then him just standing over the body. Hoodie down.
And over the body.
He got a New Jersey twerk on.
Yeah, like that shit cold. Like he kept coming back and splashing. I think it was, you said 6. I counted 7. It might have been 8 because I started counting once he kept doing it. Like, God damn.
It was Seth Rollins. He was the MVP of WrestleMania, and I think he might have been MVP of a lot of the SummerSlam stuff too.
I can't hold that. That goes to one guy. That shit goes to one guy.
Roman was MVP of SummerSlam?
Yeah, he saved that last match. That last match was nothing. Because the best match was probably, I don't know, man. There was a lot of good matches, actually. Liv Morgan and Rhea tore it down.
Liv and Morgan. Classic.
Yeah, they and you open the card like that.
He's sauced, y'all.
Yeah, he ain't been in he out of shape, so one and done.
Yeah, I said Liv and Morgan was fire. He said, yeah, that one was good.
Then what else we had, HP, if you could remember?
That's it.
It was a little bit. It was the New Day we talked about. Damian Priest versus JD McDonough. You had the damage control shit at the end. Oh, hold up. Are we tripping? The fucking Wyatt 6.
Wait, well, we started the show with that.
We started that shit. Yeah, we did start with it.
Damage control baby faces now?
I think they should just, I'm not happy to see them.
Because they fought Shayna, Zoe, and
are we gonna name this
Sonya
group? Are we gonna name this group? Or are we gonna?
You're not setting me up for this, HP.
I'm not setting you. I'm just saying. Is there a name you would like to give them?
WWE superstars.
There's a lot of superstars. Which three are you talking about in particular?
Sonya Deville, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark.
Vinny said they have a name already. Vinny, what is the name?
Vinny, don't come here with that. Vinny came here last time.
Anyone knows their names? So I thought it was the Bull. I ain't gonna say it, but you know what I'm saying.
We're trying to the bullies.
The bullies. That's a good one. I like that. The bullies. I like yours.
We're gonna wait till this process we're going through in YouTube clears first before I get loose.
We're gonna wait till YouTube clears, y'all.
Before I get loose. So, but yeah, Raw was a good Raw. A lot of stories, new angles. We got some new talent popped up, some new stories. This Judgment Day thing is very interesting. I wonder if Rhea and Damian will still kick it. Rhea and Damian are gonna still kick it. Shayna, get the scissors.
Oh my God. Nah, get the scissors. Yo, get the scissors is wild.
You
Yeah,
think
damn.
Damien and Rhea gonna kick it and try to get back at the other Judgment Day?
I
Um,
think there's a match to be made there because you can do the intergender match with
yeah,
Rhea and Dom and Liv and Dame. But the thing about Dom and Liv, like Damien has looked so impressive. Did you see how high he got JD McDonough on the bruh? He'll throw Dom out the ring, bro. And Dom does not ever look impressive. He just looks. He's a good wrestler. You know his future is gonna be bright. Especially as he gets bigger, he gets older. Like Dom is still young as fuck.
Vinny, get off the computer or phone, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
hit by the Stone Cold Stunner.
Yeah,
I was
Y6, they got busy tonight. They got Joe Gacy was going crazy tonight.
Joe Gatesy.
I was very impressed by the Wyatt 6 performance. Yeah.
Joe Gacy was going crazy. Rowan looked good. I mean, he can't do but so much because that's a big dude.
Yeah. 2 7s and a 2. I ain't gonna say nothing.
Y'all cutting up in these comments, man. Yeah,
Me,
Raw raised about to fall. Hey, yeah, Raw. I think Raw.
I don't think so. I think Raw will pick up. SmackDown will.
Here's the thing: Raw had a bunch of different pieces. That's why it was good. I think SmackDown has this one big piece,
which is the bloodline. Yep.
And if that doesn't get a bunch of different parts, because I don't see how you chop that up. I don't know how that works for. Oh man,
Raw can be good all throughout the show. You can start with Gunther. You have CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Drew. Now you got Seth Rollins, Bronson Reed.
That's from 2000. He got the throwback joint.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
classics, man. Real attitude era shit.
And you got the Bullies. The Bullies out here. They got a tag team title opportunity next week against Damage Control.
Yeah, it's weird that they just turned Damage Control.
Braun Breaker. He cut a promo, but Braun Breaker just said, "I'm not the hunted. I'm the hunter. This title, nah, I'm hunting people. There ain't a person in that locker room that could take my name."
I saw some people saying Braun Breaker was not ready. I'm like, y'all bugging. Yeah, ASMR, I think in NXT, they was more focused on building his character than his actual in-ring work. Same thing with Dexter Lumis, because Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy had two of the like kind of weirdest and strangest, unique characters in NXT, and we never really got to see them in ring. But now we seeing the in-ring work, and yeah, those guys can go.
Nocturnal. I don't know if I got a top 4 like off the top of my head. I know Hulk Hogan would be one.
I could tell you, Jerry's is Shawn Michaels, is HBK, is
HBK is definitely one. Unfortunately, Hulk Hogan is one. I don't even fuck with Hulk Hogan, but I ain't stupid. The motherfucker headlined the first 9 WrestleManias for being a tournament, and it was the money was on him. Stone Cold for revitalizing wrestling.
Yeah.
I just don't know who a 4th person. There's a lot of people I could pick.
I mean, for me, I'm going Stone Cold. I'm going Hogan.
Not Hulk Hogan. Yo, I can't.
You gotta give Hogan his flowers, man. This is the art. The art got no emotion.
If it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, we wouldn't be talking about WWF.
That's
like I said,
art. You always got to remember the art got no emotion, man. The personality, the character, like who the person is, you cannot like him, you can hate him. Well, me anyway. I can't tell nobody else what to do. But me, I always separate it. But I'm going Austin. I'm going Hogan. My Mount Rushmore.
It's hard.
Yeah, that's a tough.
I only say HBK because I really think he's the greatest performer.
HBK on there.
Yeah, he ushered in a lot of new matches. Ladder match. Well, he didn't the first, but on a big stage Hell in a Cell the first, Elimination Chamber the first. He did the Iron Man on a big stage. Whenever they needed a new type of match, they basically went and got Shawn Michaels.
And I'm putting Undertaker on there, man.
Undertaker's a legit pick.
Cause right now when I was like this, it was like Undertaker final boss. But
you pick Takeover Rock?
Not as a personal favorite, but as a Mount Rushmore, like what we talking about, what we did for the business. Yes.
I don't put. Man, it's hard to say that with a straight face too, though.
We got Austin Rock, Taker, Kurt Angle.
I'm not putting Kurt Angle. You can't tell me what Kurt Angle did for the business to break new ground. When I think of Rushmore, if you just say my favorite,
no, I'm reading the comments.
Oh, got you. But I still ain't putting him on. Like Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle's dope, but a Rushmore, like he broke ground. Show me how he broke ground. I can't feel that part of the sentence. You know what I mean? Like,
hey,
he said,
well,
Flair.
yeah, I think again, like that's the interesting thing about this podcast. We all got like different wrestling gaps. So this person might think Kurt Angle, but never seen the, you know what I'm saying? So
I know who I would pick. I think my last guy is Sting. I just honestly think it's Sting. Sting carried the company for years. Like Sting and the Ultimate Warrior were tag team partners. So if you think about Sting just ending his career in the last 365 days.
So you're saying Sting carried WCW?
You did.
Yes. He's one of the 5 guys that carries WCW.
I'm just asking.
Yes, he's one of the 3. When you think WCW, you think Sting. And there's some other guys you may think of too, but Sting is synonymous to that title, that, and he has a longevity that is crazy. You can go watch him in 1988, Beach Blonde. You know what I'm saying? And I forgot the name of the tag team with him and the Ultimate Warrior. Longevity. He's been across. Only company he didn't win gold in was the WWE because they
that
fucking
tag
broke
team
his
name
neck.
would be I Can Wrestle, He Can't.
I mean, I could easily change Sting. Undertaker is a great pick. The Rock is a great pick. The Rock broke super ground. You know what I mean? For the Ric Flair is dope, but again, Ric Flair. Show me what Ric Flair did that Jerry Lawler didn't do. Jerry Lawler in Memphis was a god who has
That's just in Memphis.
But the National Wrestling Association, they're not even world, it's national. They got bought by a company called WCW, and they merged into that. And then they got bought by the WWE. But only Ric Flair's titles count, even though he was fighting Dusty Rhodes. And Dusty Rhodes has multiple world titles there.
I think maybe when you talk to GOAT and Mount Rushmore conversation, you have to do it in eras because
you do because Flair is dope in the 80s.
Flair was wrestling in the 80s. That's the thing.
Yes,
Flair was wrestling in the 80s,
and he was cutting ahead of his time promo in the 80s. So Flair probably would be the last one. Maybe
I'm gonna check out, y'all.
Oh, go ahead. Do your thing.
All right, yo, everybody that tuned into the pod tonight, I appreciate y'all. I don't know, is this all-time high numbers or am I bugging? Because a couple times I wasn't here, but
I've not seen the numbers. I don't know what y'all looking at.
The highest number we've seen is 149.
Okay, I don't know.
One on YouTube.
Yeah, whoa, no, just on. I didn't count. I didn't even go.
I don't want.
I'm talking about as a total number.
Oh no. See, I looked at YouTube numbers at one time. It lets me know the consistency is working. At peak was like 33.
We might have peaked on just YouTube. I think we probably just broke that record. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
another
shot. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. We will be
Hey, hold on.
10:05 for NXT.
Jerry the King Lawler and Ric Flair.
Building 2 is gonna be a movie, y'all. So make sure y'all tune in tomorrow for NXT. And go watch them double ups on the channel. Go watch.
We gotta talk a little bit.
Yeah. So
nah, they about to dip. You staying on HP?
Absolutely. We just got.
All right.
All right.
All right. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
it was a comment that said, "How old are y'all to not put Angle on there?" I don't know if you're saying we young or we old. I don't get that.
I don't get the comment because I watched Angle break into the wrestling business, and I was old enough. I started watching wrestling at WrestleMania 4, and then
That's
I
what I'm
actually took
saying.
a
I
look
don't know
back
if
and
he's
watched
saying we ain't
Flash
see
3.
Angle's career or we don't know
I
Angle.
don't know. That's a bugged out comment because
Yeah,
again,
so please specify. Let us know, bro. You can't compare Flair and Jerry the King Lawler.
now this is why when you're talking about territory wrestling, remember you got Junkyard Dog, you got a lot of people running these territories that come in and get picked up by the WWE, right? Flair's the only reason we say this about Flair is because Flair stuff counted. Can you compare Flair and Dusty Rhodes?
You can compare anybody.
Well, I mean, true, but I mean in like literal, like, and make an argument because Flair's competition during those days was Harley Race, Dusty Rhodes, Ricky Steamboat. Yet WWE doesn't really acknowledge those other guys. Ricky Steamboat, they never say he's a world champion. They never say it, and you never hear WWE talk about that. But these guys made Flair in that industry. Jerry the King Lawler. Guess who gave The Rock one of his first shots? Jerry the King Lawler in Memphis,
Yeah,
breaking
Zell.
The
I
Rock.
think what the comparison is the title reigns. Because Jerry Lawler had way more title reigns than Flair in the Memphis and territory scene. What
See, and
HP
here,
gripe is that WWE counts not only Ric
oh,
Flair's WWE, WCW titles, they count his territory and title reigns outside of WWE, which give him that number when other people have just as many title reigns outside of WWE that they don't acknowledge.
from
And
the same company.
that's what
From the
makes
same
HP
company.
hit the bottom.
Yeah, and it's not to say Flair ain't dope. It's Flair is absolutely
Kane,
great.
Taker,
I
everybody who
thought they,
joined, subscribe. Y'all won't be sorry. It's a great group of guys. Yeah, man. Thank you, Miss Awesome Saucy. As
thank
HP
you.
say, talking spicy.
Yes, Miss Awesome Saucy talking spicy. Meaning you're young. Meaning you're young. Oh, I don't think DNA's younger than us. Archie's like a year younger than me, and I'm deceiving. I'm 42.
Plus,
Actually, I fucked that up. I'm 35 with 7
with
years
7 years
experience.
experience. Yeah, hey, Kurt Angle is on my list. Is that Kurt Angle and
Not
Brock
for my
Lesnar are
Rushmore.
my top.
For your
So
Rushmore? No.
I mean
So
my
your
top,
favorite wrestlers or your Rushmore?
my favorite wrestlers.
Okay. When someone asks me Rushmore, I'm gonna think of people who pioneered or brought something into the, like, you know what I'm saying? And that's why he doesn't make the list. It's just as easy to actually take off HBK and put Bret Hart.
That whole Attitude Era, I think everybody's interchangeable because they had so many people doing so many groundbreaking things. The whole Attitude Era
Question
was
again.
groundbreaking.
Yeah,
So,
I done forgot all these people's comments. Fuck.
IG.
Yeah. Boss man, Boss Boy Craven, Dom got one of the best move sets in the game. What you mean?
Dom can wrestle.
Yeah, he has a move set, but when you put him up against Damian Priest, move set doesn't define a person in the sense of like he can't wrestle with a person or like someone with a dope move set. Like Triple H had a dope move set. We all know this.
Dominic Mysterio wrestles like his dad was Rey Mysterio. And what I mean is when he wrestles, it looks like he's training to wrestle, if that makes sense. It looked like he's real. Dominic's real fluid and smooth in the ring.
He definitely is.
And
That's what CM Punk has to work with.
it looks like he's training and not performing. I don't know if that makes sense. So
I think because again, aesthetically, and this is what I mean for the Dom thing, because Dom can wrestle. I'm a fan of Dom, and Dom will never be a world champion in the next 365 days, but in the next like 2-3 years, maybe 4. Because remember, Dom is hella young. He's been on TV since he was like 8, and now
that
he's like,
can work against him because he might not want to do this after a while. You know what I'm saying?
you might be
So
right. But
yeah.
Dom will be a world champion one day. It's just
Y'all
right
don't
now.
know my Mount Rushmore wrestling. It's I'm like, Archie, do you even like wrestling?
Lulu, 516. Flair was a 16-time world champ. The King ain't do that. The King was over 50 world title runs.
Bill Russell has more rings than Jordan, but Jordan's the GOAT. So what do y'all mean?
Right, like you guys won't count Memphis territory, but we'll say NWA counts. What? Okay, if that's the case, and we're gonna take out the Memphis territory, then why didn't Dusty Rhodes world titles count? And he won them in NWA, and he's beating Flair for them. But WWE never says Dusty Rhodes is a multi-time, how many time champ. They only count Flairs. So this is what I say: wipe, you know what I mean? Wipe that shit. Only thing that should count is WCW, WWE, ECW. Right? And then when you bring up like New Japan or TNA, you just say they were a world champ. You don't go into how many specific times that they were. They only do it for Flair. They only do it for Flair.
John Sally got 4 rings, so that ring that
he only has 2 world title runs in WWE
championships. That's a moot point to me. And everybody's opinion is gonna be different. That's the beauty of it.
It is, and I'm gonna respect all opinions. It just upsets me because you got guys like I didn't know Jerry the King Lawler was actually
Angle may not be top 10 WWE all time.
It's possible that he's not, but
name 9 people better than him.
Okay, I'll do it, but it's gonna be by taste. Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Roman Reigns, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant. Where am I at? 6. Macho Man Randy Savage, Triple H.
You bugging. Okay, no, go finish your list. Go ahead.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I'm going to throw... Brock Lesnar.
Hey, it's a matter of taste, people.
It's a matter of taste. Now, this is my thing about the Kurt Angle thing. He wasn't there for as long as the guys I named, except for Stone Cold. But Stone Cold has a longer wrestling career. But at like peak, he, it's about the same.
Kurt Angle got busy.
Kurt Angle definitely got busy. And that list is interchangeable. On a different day, you might be able to say yes. But there's some people that never won world titles that I think are... because the industry was just different.
And if you're just tuning in to Attitude Era Podcast for the first time, we got an interview on the podcast with Kurt Angle.
No, did you just freeze? Randy Orton. And that's subjective, too, because tomorrow you'll be like, is Kurt Angle in your top 10? And I say, yeah. Someone's going to be like, wait a second. Yesterday, it was that close to me. There's a lot of things Kurt Angle could do. He could wrestle for real. He could cut promo. It's a lot he could do. I will never put Eddie Guerrero in my top 10. Probably my top 15, maybe. I just feel because he was not long enough at the top.
I think all these names are interchangeable, and it's only a little nuances that make them different or not.
Like Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie is one of my favorite all-time wrestlers.
He's dope. But his run at the top is short. But he's got a long resume to say, wait a second, time out, cool. But what about all?
So you are the mid-card title guy, right? Mm-hmm. So run at the top determines your GOAT and Mount Rushmore, or just total body of work?
Total body of work. Like we were just naming about people top 10, I wanted to say Ricky Steamboat. But if all you ever did was watch WWE, you would say, well, shit, Ricky Steamboat only won 1 world title, and he was only Ricky Steamboat got some matches, bro.
Because you gotta put Jericho in any list if you do body work.
I forgot about fucking Jericho. Jericho won almost every belt there is to win, and I'm not gonna go too far into it because you already know. But like, hardcore champion, European champion, tag team champion, intercontinental champion, world champion, the first WWF undisputed.
He was cruiserweight champion. He was television champion. He's IWGP champion. Like, Jericho's won titles around the world.
He's just never going to get the credit he deserves because he came at a bad time. You came after Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels.
It's like that good draft class, man. It's so many names. They're all interchangeable. It took Roman a long time to get over.
And he's just barely started to get over in the last, when you think about how long his career's been already.
And they was even hitting Chad Gable with the "You Suck" chance tonight. I think he's officially that guy.
Heel. Yeah, that's good. He wants to draw heat, and they're chanting "You suck," which means they want to see him on TV just so they can fucking
We
boo
got to
him.
get a Kurt Angle, Chad Gable, something. Next
That would
time,
be fire.
we got to get that. And they need to let Jason Jordan make an appearance because he's still a producer in WWE.
I hate the fact that he came out for Bronson Reed to tell him get down. Like, get your big ass in the ring and get him down, and let
Jason
him level
Jordan
him.
can't wrestle, man. He hurt.
He was wrestling. He was the son of what was the angle they used for him?
Kurt Angle.
Yeah, that was wild. That was funny though.
Jason Jordan. I like Jason Jordan, man.
Let me go back to these Instagram comments because I've been neglecting them. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Lulu got a bunch. I'm only gonna go through a couple real quick. Add to their podcast. God bless y'all. Thank you very much. Roman Reigns shouldn't even be on that list. When you do a 3.5-year run, it's very hard to deny that. The only person longer is
You
Hulk
should have
Hogan.
put Bruno Sammartino and Andre the Giant up there because
I did say Andre the Giant.
Andre didn't do the match in 15 years.
Mankind should be on that list. Absolutely not. However, some people may say yes because they could say, see, that's the thing where like you got to look
matter
at
of taste.
Yeah, because accolades don't really mean much sometimes. Like, perfect example. Jake the Snake Roberts has no titles. Not a single WWE title. Tag team, Intercontinental, nothing. Hall of Famer. So it's like, wait a second. How do you know how you don't have a title but you get in the Hall of Fame? It can't just be about that because it's about like wrestling. You got to be able to put people over. You got to be able to sell. There's so many different aspects, cut promos. There's so many different things.
I think the rules changed because back in the day, it was more about your impact and your influence.
Yes.
Now it's about numbers, and that's the world. The world is about numbers now. So
that's why I'm analytical. And the impact they had on you. That's a very yes. Even Edge too. I forgot about Edge. But I wouldn't have put him in my top 10, but he's considerable. Y2J, whether I like him, love him, or hate him, has to be in my top 10, bro. I mean, it's just his accolades.
You got Triple H up there?
Triple H is a 14-time world champion. And he was carrying the company for a while. Like him, John Cena, like that 2008 time frame, like it always goes. Triple H came at a bad time too, because he's up there at the same time as The Rock and Stone Cold, so you know where they go. And then it's like, well, who's next after them? People kind of forget, but it's Triple H, and he's really only a hair behind them in the ring. He's better. See, Stone Cold got hurt. I can't really say he's better than The Rock in ring. The Rock doesn't have as many great matches as Triple H does. The Triple H can wrestle. The Rock just has
arguably Rock's best match was with Hogan.
Yeah.
So again, people, it's a matter of taste. When you go to the restaurant, you order what you want off the menu. I'm order what I want off the menu. So
I'm gonna always choose the originals, typically speaking. WWE over TNA Kurt, but TNA Kurt is a fucking problem. He's a menace.
TNA Kurt Angle was. TNA Kurt Angle was. I'm surprised that man's alive.
Bautista didn't win the title much, but he got me back in the WWE as well. Evolution, that is. Bautista was so hot for that time. He was hot. Like, he was hot. Him and John Cena was great rivals. Them doing the Royal Rumble flip over the top, even though it was a botch. But I think they should just let that be. And
Bautista was one of those right place, right time guys. And he got out. He got in. He got out with wrestling when he wanted to get out, and he got out. Because you got to think, Batista was part of Triple H, Randy Orton, and Ric Flair.
Yes. That was a dope-ass group. And he was expected just to be the muscle of the group, but he ends up outshining.
There was somebody else supposed to be in Evolution. I forgot who it was. There was another man in Evolution. And they got him cut out.
They talking about Triple H. He was rocking Stone Cold big rivals. Yes, he was. People forget about that. And the fourth guy was Mark Merrill, but Mark Merrill got hurt.
And Shawn got hurt.
Yeah. And then
that's when Triple H stepped up. No, it's not. What I said. What I did, man. I don't know what I did.
Top 10 technical wrestlers in no order for me. Flair, Brett, Angle, Benoit, Guerrero, Steamboat, Malenko, Jericho, Regal, and Sting. That is a pretty fucking fire list, bro.
Y'all
You talk
consider
about
Sting a technical wrestler?
yes, but not. I wouldn't put him in my top 10, but I mean Regal, Jericho, Malenko, Steamboat, Guerrero, Benoit, Angle, Flair, and Brett is pretty solid. I would have put Kurt Hennig over Sting, easily too. Even Ravishing Rick Rude, but more so Kurt Hennig
I
or
always liked
or British
Regal. I
Bulldog.
always liked Regal. I think Regal is underappreciated and under talked
Very.
about. And I thought Owen was a little better than Brett.
There's an argument that can be made,
But Owen,
but Owen was a little bit more unsafe than Brett. That
hey,
inverted
he went
T-Bone
for
pile
it.
driver was a
You
motherfucker.
don't be called a Blackheart and caution tape for no reason.
I love Owen, so I'm not gonna argue with you on that one because
It was Jindrak. That's who it was. Yep, he was supposed to be part of Evolution.
they scrapped it because he was too immature with order.
Yeah, so
What else we got here? The match against Hogan wasn't his best, but most people will say it is. And The Rock couldn't really wrestle. The Rock ain't no great wrestler. Tell me the 5 best Rock matches. And I'm not saying that to be funny because The Rock really got off on promo and then he'd have decent matches. He doesn't have a lot of bad matches, but decent matches. A lot of his gimmick matches got over, like the one with Mankind, and he beat the I Quit match.
a lot of The Rock's gimmicks got over. The eyebrow, the elbow, the mic work, the Rock concerts.
That's what got him over. Yeah, absolutely. That's what got him over.
So
you know what got Stone Cold over? Wrestling and promo.
Austin didn't have no great moveset either, though.
Bullshit. He got his neck broke.
Yeah, he didn't break his own neck.
Go watch 1997 Survivor Series. Lie to you. 1996 Survivor Series. He fights Brett.
Austin was great in the ring at
before the neck break.
He paced the match well. Austin was good with the pace because that match him and Brett had, that was the pace and what Austin was able to tell a story in the ring.
Yeah.
So even with his moveset being what it was, Mark Cameron said Owen's the best technical wrestler ever. Owen Hart was.
I'm not going to argue with Mark Henry because it's even if you are a wrestler,
Taker Angle Rock 3-way.
But I definitely.
I'm gonna go watch that. I'm gonna watch it tonight. And the next time we talk, it better have been better than Hogan and Rock.
Even still, Iron Man match versus Triple H, that was dope. But that Taker Angle Rock 3-way, it's good. But I can name a bunch of Triple H matches where Triple H has a lot of classic matches. A lot of, like, out of 5 stars, he's getting 4. Like, if Triple H's name is on the marquee, you can bet it's going to be pretty much
that
4 out of 5.
Lance Storm, it was another one of those guys. Lance Storm, Owen Brett. It's another one of them Canadian wrestlers. Those guys, like, you know, the Tyson Kids of the world, like, those, a lot of Canadians, Jerry Lynn. Very smooth, technical.
So, Miss Awesome Saucy, I'll bring up a point. I noticed one coincidence in all the matches you named. There's always one great technical wrestler in every match you name with The Rock. You then Taker versus Angle, which is the technical wrestler, versus The Rock. You just put up Rock versus Brock and versus Triple H. So there's always one guy that can carry. Just like Ultimate Warrior, they put him in there with guys like Ravishing Rick Rude or the Macho Man because they could have great matches and they could carry the Warrior. So, not saying The Rock needs to be carried because Rock has decent. He's not a bad wrestler. He's just not like the promo is what sells The Rock. The promo. That's why The Rock can do 10, 20 minutes. They can give Rock hella screen time because you're going to get your money's worth. There's a lot. Oh my God, I'm ignoring Instagram. Eddie, Ma Hardy. Eddie was a great performer and entertainer. If he was champion longer, then he would be on that list. I probably would have to agree with that. Macho Man, SummerSlam 98, Rock vs. Triple H was a great match. I do agree. Evolution was and is the worst group ever.
What?
I don't agree with that comment. They kind of have the Shield effect. The Shield as a group was dope. But when you look at their accolades in total, it just puts their mystique up. The legend of the Shield keeps continuing to grow because of what they've done since. The Rock was a good storyteller and great selling. I didn't like some of his sales, man. I thought he just that's not true. Some of that shit was funny as fuck. True, Brock did a lot in the SummerSlam match with The Rock. Give Brock them flowers for that. Brock can wrestle. Those guys that were with him were at the top. He had great matches with Ken Shamrock. I got to go back to that.
Shout out to Ken Shamrock. People forget about Ken Shamrock, man.
I did.
Ken Shamrock, Steve Blackman.
Steve Blackman. Triple H's best match, in my opinion, was versus Cactus Jack at the Royal Rumble 2000. That is a great choice. I don't know, man. I would probably pick a Shawn Michaels one. If not Shawn Michaels, that Hell in a Cell with Taker.
Was Mankind a technical wrestler?
No. But he could wrestle.
He was slow and
he was slow, methodical, good pacing for a guy his size. Because Mankind's a big guy.
Bro, I met Mankind, and when he walked by me, I did not expect him to be that big. Like, I'm 6'2". Right now, I'm at about 240, 245. Bro, Mankind, I felt little when I saw Mankind.
Damn.
And that made me really think about him coming off that cage. Like,
that's crazy.
That dude is huge. Like, I wasn't expecting that. So,
hey, Rock, Austin, Triple H. See, we say that in hindsight, but Taker probably has the most bad matches out of those guys. And if you want proof, go back and rewatch his streak. There's a lot of matches you'd be like, Big Boss Man, Jimmy Snuka.
Was that him or was that who he was in the ring with?
Don't matter. At the end of the day, you take the L too. Some of that is who he's in the ring with because if Shawn Michaels is probably one of the greatest performers. We know he's had matches with greats and people who ain't so great, but he always makes the match decent. At worst, he makes the match decent.
So Shawn Michaels never had a bad match.
I'm not saying that, but once you get most of his matches are at least moderately entertaining. Most of them, if not, most of them, 5s average. That's why like Triple H is kind of like that too. Austin's kind of like that. The Rock does have some The Rock's just a decent wrestler. He's not nothing great. He's nothing bad. You give The Rock a mic and it's over. He might be the greatest promo in history.
So if The Rock promo skills weren't up to par, he wouldn't have had the career he's had. No,
absolutely not. He was built off promo. I mean, that's. Remember, we asked this question: would you rather have better in-ring work or promo? And promo. Promo is what sells.
People remember the promo.
Stone Cold was killing in the ring.
That's my CM Punk argument. People love CM Punk for everything but wrestling.
There you go. Stone Cold Steve Austin's having great matches. Cool. But one day he gets on the mic after beating Jake Roberts and tells the world, you thump your Bible and you read your Psalms. Well, Austin 3:16 says, I just whipped your ass. Then he concludes it with, and that's the bottom line. Because off to the races. And then he's giving the middle finger. DX, suck it. Big Cass. Enzo and Cass. And you can't teach that the whole crap. Bro, promo. If you can't promo in the WWE, you'll be lucky to have a career as good as Bobby Lashley. Because Bobby Lashley can't promo. But he can wrestle his ass off. They made him a world champion.
That's the bottom line, because King HP.
And it's just a reality. Like, I'm not trying to hate or nothing. Like, Bobby Lashley's voice is not what you expect.
I didn't say The Rock was bad. HP
no, I'm not saying
on
that
this
either.
Dwayne Johnson hate train. So
I'm not hating on The Rock. I'm just saying he's a little bit better than average wrestling. That's it. That's all I'm saying. But when it comes to promo, he's the god. He's God's here. And I'm gonna pay. He's average at wrestling, or maybe a little bit better, but nothing crazy. We're not watching a bunch of Russian suplexes with The Rock, and we're not seeing. He ain't no goddamn Dean Malenko, man. He ain't. Let's not act like that. He ain't. However, he ain't bad either. So let me clarify my comments because it might come off as hate that I'm saying he's bad. He's not bad. He's not bad. He's just promo heavy. And
Taker's matches. Yeah, I think the mystique about Undertaker and that character would always help the character.
he's got great storylines.
The
And
Rock
that definitely helps. That's what they did to the Warrior.
The Rock stole a lot of swag from Booker T in and out the ring.
Yeah, Booker T was talking about that too.
And if you didn't hear us earlier, we have an interview with Booker T dropping soon, and an interview with Bret Hart dropping soon on Attitude Era Podcast. So, yeah, we got to talk to him about all this stuff.
Sean is great in the ring. His character, promo, and presence. Yes, The Rock has things you can't teach. You can open NXT for years, and them guys will never come out doing what The Rock can do because The Rock just had it. And once they cultivated it, put him in the right circumstances, gave him an opportunity, gone. One of the greatest of all times.
I still don't like what he did with them chair shots with Mankind, though. That shit was brutal.
You shouldn't like what he did to Ken Shamrock with that fucking chair.
That was brutal. The Rock with a steel chair. Oh.
Rate The Rock's wrestling on a scale of 1 to 10. He's like a 6-7, somewhere in there, 6-7. He's not bad. Like, I can think of a guy like Leif Cassidy, aka Al Snow, right? I have Al Snow as like a 3, maybe a 4. Ultimate Warrior is like a 1.
Al Snow's a 3?
Maybe 4.
He's a trainer.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's bad. Okay, I did rate him less than average, so he's like a 4 or 5.
So the trainer that trains the wrestlers doesn't wrestle better than the wrestlers?
I'm not gonna say that. Let me backtrack a little bit.
You're talking about in-ring work.
Al Snow. Well, see, it sucks because he's never had a character that's really been to put him under the limelight.
Do you know Al Snow's career before WWE?
No.
Okay,
ECW shit.
But ECW had some fire matches.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I mean, I vaguely remember him from ECW.
And then you got, I'm telling you, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, the Steiner brothers, hell, even Dusty Rhodes. All those people passed through that ECW. They passed through ECW. So
yeah, but a lot of them even did. But Stone Cold didn't even wrestle for ECW. He just cut promos. He was hurt.
I'm talking about wrestling. Everybody care about Stone Cold.
I don't know. I don't want to get too much into the Rock stuff because it sounds like I definitely hated on this man. I don't know. I got lost in these comments.
When you look back at the Rock's, a lot of that stuff was kind of cringe, bro.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff you don't want to rewatch.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff. I see why he calls himself Dwayne and got away from it.
But at the time, that's another thing too. It like sucks because it's like at that time that shit was, you know what I mean?
It was the best thing ever.
Yeah, it's cringeworthy. Like, oh, you want to play with the Rock Strudel? Oh yeah.
Bro, when he's slapping his leg, talking about, whoa, down, big fella. I'm like, come on, man.
Yo, my man's out here. That's disrespectful to Al Snow. It is. He's like a
yeah, Vinny, we got to unfriend him on the PlayStation, man. He talking crazy.
All right. He's a 5 or a 6. I mean, have you Al Snow is from my state. I'm getting Al Snow hate right now, so I gotta defend him. Nah, you ain't gotta defend him. You know, you're right. I remember him as Leif Cassidy. Let's not, you know what I mean? But that sucks too.
Wrestling is all in your memory and your starting point. Your starting point with Al Snow is not maybe his best bodies of work, but I remember a lot of that stuff. So that's the beauty of wrestling, you know? Everybody's experience is different, and we all get to congregate here on Attitude Era Podcast and talk about it.
I'm going to say this, right?
Oh, HP, I tried to get you out the hole. You want to jump back in the hole?
No, I don't want to jump in the hole. I don't want to jump in the hole. I do want to say this, though, just to clarify.
And we're going to wrap it up in a little bit because y'all be having me up all night. I'm old, man. I might look young, but I'm old. I need to get some sleep. Plus, we're going to be back tomorrow night for the NXT Great American Bash Night 2 recap.
Whew. Trey Holmes 16. Rock is a great storyteller, but not a good wrestler. Austin was a good technician. Cool. Lulu, I feel like British Bulldog should have won the title. That's about to be on this new show coming, but Whew, that's a whole nother conversation because we're in agreement. I would say Undertaker versus Kane, WrestleMania 14 was one of Undertaker's best matches, WrestleMania matches. I mean, if you're gonna put it in like a top five, I don't really see a problem with that. I'm always put him and Shawn, either one of them.
He
Him and Triple
wrestled
H.
Triple H at 27 and 28, right?
Don't quote me on the numbers, man.
Because I was
Because
at 27, I was at 28,
yeah, it is 27
29,
or
and
28.
30. I think I was at 27, 28, 29, 30 WrestleManias.
Oh, damn, you had a streak. You
My
had a streak.
streak, yeah, my streak broke. It was like 4 or 5. Because it was Atlanta, Miami, I want to say New York, New Orleans. Then it's weird New Orleans again. It was 2 years. It was a weird thing happening with WrestleMania. So yeah, anytime it was on the East Coast or in the South, I was there.
Undertaker versus Sid was hard. I thought Sid was actually going to beat him and continue with a title reign, but Al Snow's for my stay. I got to defend him. I already read that. ASMR.
And Kane made his debut. Like, what's your memory of him? ASMR. I'm not trying to dig in your pockets, and I'm gonna tell you my reaction. But we got this show on our Patreon called They Got Us, right? Where we talk about this exact stuff. The first episode was, what was the first episode? When did you realize Yokozuna wasn't Samoan? And he was pretty much
Japanese.
It wasn't Japanese, he was Samoan. Episode 2 was, when did you realize Kane and Undertaker wasn't brothers? So we talk about this very thing on our show called They Got Us, because they got us. Bro,
Episode
I was
3
so
gonna
scared.
drop tomorrow. It's already late.
Kane's debut is one of the best debuts in wrestling history, and probably part of the best storyline ever in wrestling. If not best, it's top 3.
Definitely top 3 without even me thinking about anything else. I could just throw that out there.
That Undertaker Kane storyline and
it might be the
debut,
best ever, bro.
it was you couldn't have done that any better.
There's only a couple debuts I can think of that can rival it, maybe. I don't know, bro.
Bro, Kane popped up, and everything about Kane was specific to his character. The entrance, the lights, the outfit, the mask was part of the story. Like, dude, but the story was so deep, and I'm a kid watching this, so I was that was a great debut, and yeah, it scared me as a kid. I ain't gonna hold you.
You know what's wild? We say the word debut, but sometimes we use it loosely. Like, one debut who I thought was fire was Vader's in the WWE. But again, what made it fire was because of his previous work in WCW. Same thing with Sting and shit like that. Kane, we don't know what he looks like. We don't know nothing about him, right? And they fucking hit the nail on the head. The first time he comes out, this is what we see. Stuns everybody, ripping the door off the fucking hinges. Paul Bear, the announcers, that's gotta be Kane.
I can't think of another debut that brung like an outside character in. So
what do you mean, like outside, like
someone, they brought Kane in to be part of the story. Okay, well, Undertaker was on his bullshit. They brought in Giant Gonzalez. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying outside
WrestleMania 8. No, that was 9. WrestleMania 9.
The outfit was crazy. Wow, that was cold food. But
oh God, that shit was fucking.
See, watching Jake, it was a debut, but it was still, we knew Chris Jericho from another company. Kane, we didn't know who this was. We didn't have a previous body of work to compare it to, and we didn't have nothing to compare it to, because we was like, yo, this is supposed to be Undertaker's dead little brother. So it was.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna say Kane's debut is number 1. Show me someone better. If you do, it's gonna be somebody that we knew of that made a debut in like AJ Styles. His debut was dope, but again, he was coming from TNA. We knew his body of work. Kane,
I want to say maybe the Fiend, but we knew Bray Wyatt's body.
And it wasn't like a real debut, because you're just, I mean, it is a debut. It's just,
that's what I'm saying. Kane's debut was a real debut. Like,
it was a real debut in every sense of the word.
he popped up, but that was their best. Yeah.
Maybe Jacob Fatu, but again, he came from even the Indies.
And it was rumors of this. This Kane thing was before the internet. This was week to week. This was week to week. You had to tune in. This was me looking in the yellow pages in New Orleans, calling the wrestling hotline number, trying to, you know what I'm saying? This was me, like this was before the internet, before we knew what kayfabe was, before we knew anything about wrestling. The only thing we found out was either in pro wrestling magazines or watching it on TV or talking to your friends about it at school. That was it. But now, you know, so much access to everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Kane was the best, and I don't think I can think of somebody else who got one better.
Mankind had a good debut.
Oh yes, he did.
Mankind.
He came out on a Raw after WrestleMania and had the Undertaker throwing up that white shit.
And see, that's the thing.
And he was
this
screaming
was,
and shit.
This was tied to Undertaker.
But in defense of Kane, Mankind, one was another wrestler, Cactus Jack, but the Mankind persona was different. But we have vignettes, so we've been watching him. Kane had no vignettes.
That shit just,
like, it was a literal hit or miss.
It was Paul Bearer saying, "I know your darkest secret, and I'm gonna expose you." And that's the first time we seen the Undertaker shook.
Ellis, you're correct. That was Isaac Yankem DDS. That was also Fake Diesel. However, Glenn Jacobs, who's the character that plays Kane and Isaac Yankem, Kane, that character was new. Even though someone might say, "Well,
you know what I'm saying?" Even if it could have been his 10th run, we didn't know it was him. That's the whole thing. Right. We didn't know who this was. Later on, we find out, yeah, but we didn't know who that was.
It looked impressive as fuck, bro.
That was a crazy, yeah. That debut was fire. So, any more comments you got, HP?
Top 10 debuts, because there's some ones that
I'm sure there's a lot we're not thinking of right now, but
someone said Jericho. Yep, Jericho was fire.
Jericho's up there. Jericho came.
Yeah, Jericho's definitely up there. I like AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble. Vader is still one of my favorites.
I'm gonna have to think about it some more.
Vader beating the fuck out of Gorilla Monsoon and Razor Ramon.
You know who was a big debut and people may not view it as a debut? The Third Man.
Hogan, it's not a real debut, but it was a debut because we didn't know who was the fuck gonna be.
And we got Hollywood Hogan. So we don't know. But
that's a legit conversation though. Yeah, we got a new character out of it. You fans can
we about to take this on home. Shout out to everybody on Instagram. Shout out to everybody on
Taz debut. Lulu. Taz debut versus Kurt Angle was fire. Big Show's debut in 1999 when he came out that cage match and threw Stone.
Bro, I wish Taz was 5 inches taller, bro.
Val Venus debut was okay. I don't even remember his.
Choppy pee.
Val Venus got screwed, bro, because he was supposed to be like what Ravishing Rick Rude was, but Ravishing Rude was so fucking good at what he did. You should have just gave him another gimmick, or, I mean, he was the porno. I don't know. It just because Val Venus looked the part.
Hello, ladies.
The money shot. I don't know if that should have been his finisher though. But, but yo, Ravishing Rick, all you California sweat hogs. He put your wife's face on his trunks.
Shut up. Why I show your wife what a real man looks like. Wow. Oh, you fat, out of shape.
Oh my God.
I love
that nigga was wilding.
I love Ravishing Rick Rude. That whole Minnesota Wrecking Crew. Rick Rude, Kurt Hennig. I love that.
Another one. There's another one too. I just can't think of who it is. How about Vince Carr blowing up?
Yeah, hey, sometimes they get it right, sometimes they get it wrong.
That Vince Carr blow up was crazy. I was like,
Val Venus was a wild boy. Goldust debut was a little weird.
I'm not gonna hold you, it was, but yeah, he was weird as fuck. That motherfucker was touching, but man, I'm not gonna say John Cena's debut was one of the greatest.
Talking about with the Kurt Angle thing?
Mm-hmm. If that's what he's speaking of, it's cool, but John Cena still looked crazy. Like he hadn't become John Cena yet.
He
And
had
there's
the
so many
draws
great debuts.
on. Yeah, he
Yeah,
got.
there's so many great debuts. It's for
We're
one, the
gonna talk
way John
about it.
Cena
We
debut was
might pop on here one day just to talk about that, or might just make a little bonus episode or something for y'all. Speaking
we
of
can probably
bonus
do that. I'm not doing it
episodes,
in a week. Let's take a
uh-huh.
week to go through some. Let's take a week or two to go through some debuts, and then we do an episode.
Yeah, because the normal schedule on Answer Error Podcast, I'm gonna run y'all through this real quick for those who don't
Hell
know.
yeah.
On Sundays, we drop interviews, and we just told y'all tonight we got a Booker T interview and a Bret Hart interview. They done. We just got to drop them. I ain't gonna hold y'all. We got them. They done. On Monday, we do the Monday Night Raw recap. You know that because you're here tonight. On Tuesday, we do the NXT recaps. I think we're gonna start going live while the main event is on and just come right in. On
That might be a new
Wednesdays,
thing
we
for
drop
real.
Double Up, which our series where we take one wrestler, two characters, and compare them. The first Double Up was Scott Hall versus Razor Ramon. You get the idea. Double Ups we drop on Wednesdays. On Thursdays, we do Gaming with the Gang. We just played WWE 2K24. So if you want to know how he is on them sticks, ask Vinny. Vinny's in the chat. Vinny plays with us. Vinny plays and chats. That's what we do on Thursday, Gaming with the Gang. On Friday, we do
Somebody else talking.
SmackDown recaps. And on Saturdays, if it's a PLE, we do predictions and we talk about the PLE afterwards. And if there's anything that happens throughout the week, we might just want to come on live and talk about it. So if you're not on YouTube, subscribe to YouTube, hit the notification button so you don't miss anything because we are live and have new content 7 days a week on Attitude Era Podcast. You're not getting that nowhere else. It don't cost you nothing. All you got to do is press the button and see our beautiful faces and hear our beautiful voices and our sometimes right, sometimes wrong takes on wrestling. So that's what we do on Attitude Era Podcast every week. So
I ain't gonna
hey,
hold you,
what
bro.
system you on? Because we running on the PlayStation gang over here. HP play the Xbox, but we're gonna have to get them a copy of the game over there. But right now we all running on the PlayStation. Myself, King HP, DNA, that's the gamer gang, Gamage. Like I said, Vinny's in the chat. Vinny plays with us sometimes, joining part of the chat. We be talking and wrestling and battle rap and how you talking with the crew in the chat. That same thing. So
Ruthless. Okay.
Ruthless.
That was fire. It's just when you think about a lot of debuts,
I don't
Ric
think it was a
Flair's
good debut,
WWE.
but it is a good point of reference in his career.
Ric Flair's WWE debut was crazy. The fact he came over here with the big gold belt was crazy at that time.
You could say Hall and Nash.
No, that's a fucking yes. Yeah, that changes the landscape of wrestling. Straight
I
up.
think X-Pac's re-debut was cool when he came back to WWE. He's like, Hulk Hogan,
He got
you
sued for that
suck,
promo. He got sued for that fucking promo too. That's
Hulk
crazy.
Hogan, you suck, pal. But yeah, shout out to everybody on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Anything else, HP? Any last thing you want to touch on? We've been going an hour and 38 minutes, and if you are up still with us, we appreciate you. Once again, we give y'all live and new content 7 days a week on Attitude Era Podcast. So make sure you are following social medias. Make sure you're following me on social media at the Archie Carter, TheArchieCarter, because not only do I do wrestling content, I do music. Got shows coming up and all that stuff happening. Follow King HP on King HP Forever.
King HP Forever on
King
Twitter.
HP Forever because he does Marvel movie content outside of wrestling content and things of that nature. So outside of the Attitude Era Podcast, we got other things going on. And follow me because I got some shows coming up. I just did DreamCon in Austin. I'm going to Mississippi in a few weeks. Then I'm going to Louisiana in a few weeks because I'm part of Pro Wrestling 225 down in the Baton Rouge area. So you might see me doing a little, boom, boom. Little samba simba action.
Oh man,
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Fucking Vince McMahon. But
So
that's not Samba Simba. That's Tony Atlas.
What Zill say? His finger slipped. He on the PlayStation or Xbox?
He's on my bad PS5. I'm assuming he's on the PS5.
Oh
But I
yeah.
said
Archie Carter Live. If y'all want to play with me, I got the easiest name, gamer tag, Archie Carter Live. So add me. And then I might run a couple tonight. You know, Vinny said he wanna, catch a Samoan spike to the neck. You know what I'm saying? I'm on my solo Sokoa tonight. So yeah, we might.
Shout out to Goofy Modern Life. Matter of fact, the whole Instagram family. I'm so sorry because I gotta like look here and then look there. But from Lulu516, Goofy Modern Life. Get some more of these comments. Tyree Holmes 16. I'm always mess his name up. Marty. I guess it's Marty. I might
He
be saying
tried,
that.
y'all. He tried.
Yeah, just give me the credit. MA.RDYY. You know what I'm saying? Boss Boy Craven and Cactus Mike along with SCB First Lady 781. So yeah, shout out to y'all on the Instagram and tuning in. What up? Right to Censor's debut. I gotta remember that. I mean, they kind of I think of the oddities when I be thinking of them with fucking Kurgan and all those weird motherfuckers that was running around. Yeah.
Know what I used to really like? I used to like Mosh and Thrasher. I thought the Headbangers was cool. I thought Raven and the Flock was cool. Billy
I
Kid,
thought they dropped the ball on that shit.
7-Year Itch. I realized later he was like a heroin addict. Could have blown me. I'll battle you in Mississippi. Oh man. I'll be in Mississippi in a couple weeks.
I'm gonna go to sleep because I gotta be up in the morning. Then we gotta do this. I gotta drop videos. I gotta drop the Patreon video for here. I gotta do some Hall Priest Universe shit.
We got a lot to do, and we're supposed to do something tonight, but DNA
And we gotta
tapped in,
record a
tapped
bunch of
out.
videos for
Yeah,
content.
we got a lot of work to do for y'all. So we do this for y'all. We shoot videos, edit videos. I do the graphics. HP edit the videos. I do the video graphics. The least y'all could do is follow us on social media, subscribe to the YouTube, hit the notification button, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Well, some of y'all about to see on this PlayStation real quick, Archie Carter Live. And the rest of y'all, I'll see tomorrow night. After NXT goes off the air, we will be live for the Great American Bash.
We might catch him during the main event again.
Huh?
We might catch him during the main again. What up, guys?
We about it. So that's HP. I'm the Archie Carter, and we will see y'all later. All right?
Yes, sir. Peace. Tap in tomorrow. Good night.